Hi everyone and welcome to Leaf Rants. The Toronto Maple Leafs win 5-3 against the Utah Mammoth tonight. It was a pretty good game. Going into tonight, Scott Laughton makes his return, his first game of the season for him, and Simone Benoit is out with an illness. Easton Cowan, also not in this game, actually gets sent down to the minors, strictly like a cap thing, roster limit. He'll probably get a short stint down with the Marlies. Wouldn't be bad for him anyways. Macelly came in, had a really good game, got the belt. So those are the two guys that are fighting for that spot, I think, on that third line. But Easton Cowan, I'd expect to see him again at least sometime this season. Injuries happen even without injuries. Easton Cowan's a good player. He'll 100% be full-time on this team next year. I'm hoping he can make a real case for a roster playoff spot. Tonight, the Leafs were also honoring John Tavares' 500th goal. He got the Silver Skate. The Leafs donated $20,000 to the John Tavares Foundation, and he ended up scoring tonight his 501st goal. So why don't we break down the game? In the first period, William Nylander gets an early chance, just shoots it wide. Matthews had one of those too. They are starting to warm up. Then John Tavares, he takes a penalty for high sticking on Yamamoto. And it's a penalty. They kill it off, but Craig Berube was arguing that Yamamoto kind of sold it because he did the head flick, which he definitely did. But still a penalty. They kill it off. They're all good. Then Matthias Macelli, he made a nice little toe drag move to get it around the defender, gets it to Morgan Rielly for a 1T chance, doesn't go in, but he was moving. Then Bobby McMahon on a 2-on-1 with John Tavares, shoots it, tries to sneak her 5-hole, almost fakes him, doesn't work, almost gets the pass, and they don't score on that play. Then Logan Krause, with a gross pass in front of the net to Michael Cracone. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that name. And it's 1-0. That's the 7th consecutive game that the Leafs have given up the first goal and the 9th consecutive game that they've been trailing. And somehow in their last 6, they're 5-1-0. Tell me how that makes sense. Who cares? So the Leafs, they exit the first down 1-0, but it was still a pretty good period from them. And then the second period hits. 9 minutes into the period, there's a delayed call. Tavares denies. In front of the net, Willie picks it up, scores in close. It's 1-1. He ties it up. On the delayed call, we don't need the power play. Power play hasn't been very good anyways, but we don't need it. We don't want it. 5 minutes later, Matthias Macelli gets it to Matthews, and boom, absolutely snipes the thing. Austin Matthews, he's been heating up. 8th goal on the year. 3 straight games with a goal. 3 straight games with a point. He was +1 tonight, +3 last game against Pittsburgh, and the game before that against Philly, he was also a +3. Goals in all 3 of those games. Continuing on, Brandon Carlo makes a bad pinch, which leads to a 2-on-1 going the other way, and Anthony Stolarz has to make a pretty big save on it. He bails him out for that one. Could have been bad. Would have been a tie game there. Scott Laughton then takes a roughing penalty. He just cross-checks him. Completely unnecessary, and the Leafs are now on the kill. They kill that off too. Scott Laughton coming back, adding to the penalty kill, being a big part of that. That's what he's here for. He's here to play on that 4th line, play some 3rd line minutes maybe, and kill penalties, play defensive hockey. Utah then gets it to the point to Sergachev, who shoots it, and somehow it beats Anthony Stolarz' 5-hole. I don't really know how that went through. Stolarz is definitely going to want that one back, but it sneaks through, and it's a tie game at the end of the second. So it's 2-2. You're going into the third. And what did the Leafs do? Well, Nick Robertson comes out, and he tries to go 5-hole, but was stopped. Another good chance for him. He's been playing pretty solid recently, too. So John Tavares, in front of the net from McMahon, backhands it. Oh, 3-2. Johnny Toronto, 501 goals. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Gets honored for his 500th tonight, scores his 501st. Austin Matthews, wearing the JT 500 shirts they had today. He was the first one to come out with 501. He put hockey tape over the 0 to put a 1 on it. It was pretty cool. So it's 3-2. 7 minutes later, Joshua gets it to Macelli, who waits it out and scores his revenge goal. He comes back after being a healthy scratch for the first time as a Leaf, scores a goal, gets an assist against his former team, and gets the belt. What more can you ask for from him? Then Matthew Knies gets an empty net goal. And then Gunther, left all alone, comes in and beats Anthony Stolarz' 5-hole. All right. So that game, Leafs had 19 shots. That's it. Mammoth had 24, but the Leafs were just way better. Matthew Knies, a goal and assist, 2 points, +1. Macelly, a goal and assist, 2 points, +1. Nylander, a goal and assist, 2 points, +1. Tavares, a goal and assist, 2 points, +2. Matthews, a goal, 1 point, +1. McMahon, an assist, +1. Joshua, an assist, +1. And then Domi, Rants, and Lawton were the only minuses, and Robertson was the only plus without getting a point. Jake McCabe, 2 assists tonight. OEL, an assist. The Leafs are now 1-0 this year when getting goals from Knies, Tavares, Matthews, and Nylander in one game. Pretty crazy. Who knew that would happen, that when your stars actually heat up and start scoring? Now, I think we were all a little early on the Austin Matthews being bad thing. It was definitely worrying because he was coming into the season being like, I'm completely healthy, I'm ready to compete, and then wasn't scoring. And they've slowly just been heating up under our eyes. The big question for me is, why are the vibes so low when we're winning? And it's because we're lucky. We're getting these wins. They're lucky wins. Tonight was a good game, but recently they've just been lucky wins. That Pittsburgh game, lucky. But you have to be lucky, and you have to be lucky to be good. Do you see what I'm saying? Luck dries out eventually, but it's November. The trade deadline's coming up. Everyone's getting into it right now. It's not going to be luck. Austin Matthews is heating up. He's breaking out. William Nylander is hot. Most even strength points going into this game in 2025-26. Number 1, William Nylander with 16. Number 2, John Tavares, Matthew Knies, Mark Scheifele, and Nathan MacKinnon with 14. Out of the top 5, the Leafs have 3 players in there, and Austin Matthews is not one of them. We need more from the bottom 6. Max Domi this year, 14 games, 3 goals, 1 assist, -9. Joshua, 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points, -4. Dakota Joshua has been better than Max Domi this season. Steven Rants, 9 games, no goals, but 4 assists and a -3. He has as many points as Max Domi in 5 less games. Jake McCabe is a +10, has 2 goals, 6 assists for 8 points in the same 14 games as Max Domi, and he's a defenseman. What is going on here? Morgan Riley, 2 goals, 8 assists in 13 games for 10 points. He's a -2, but he has 10 points in 13 games. They need more from these bottom 6 guys. Max Domi needs to be better. He makes $3.75 million. But you know what? The Leafs win. Let's feel good about it. Leafs have been good. They're 5-1-0 in their last 6. That's insane. Thank you very much. Or wait, so what are the takeaways? Well, Scott Laughton brings a nice balance to this lineup. I like him. Who would have thought we would like Scott Laughton? They played much better north and south, though, tonight. A lot better. Joshua had a jump. He had that, to him. He was good. He's keeping up that hot start. Matthews, Nylander, like I said, they're starting to warm up. Macelly, payback game tonight. Getting scratched, playing against your former team. He came out. He played good. He played how everyone wants him to play, how the Leafs need him to play. It was a controlled game. It was a solid win. Morgan Riley's continuing to make questionable defensive plays. But like I said, he has 10 points in 13 games, so you can't complain too much, right? Morgan Riley's on pace for 63 points. Can't complain with that. But anyways, thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please click like if you really liked it. Clicking subscribe always makes me feel pretty good. And I hope to see you in the next one.